Hello and welcome back to this video. I want to show you how to go in and create a loan payment. Now there are a couple of different ways you could make this payment. You can actually use the actual register or the write check window, whichever you decide. So let's flip over to QuickBooks and I will take you through it. But remember that if you really find value from these videos, please make sure to subscribe. Please subscribe. Okay, so I want to show you that we had previously set up this loan right up here and it had this balance. Please mark that balance. When we're ready to make a payment towards this loan, we're going to see this balance come down by the amount of the principal. So let's go back to home and I want to show you a couple of ways to do it. Some people like to enter their payment as a bill and then pay it at the time that's due, and that's really okay. And other people just come down and just write a check or put it in the register, or others pay using a credit card. So however you're going to pay it, you're going to fill up that form. You want to make sure you have the correct bank account that the money is coming from, and also make sure you have the correct check number, obviously deposit or whatever it is. Make sure you have the correct date for the payment as well. Then you want to make this payable to your bank or to whoever you normally make it payable to. And then you want to put in the amount of the payment. So let's say $500. Of course, you could also always fill up the memo and all that. So here's the most important part. Down at the bottom, here is the account that you need to put this to. You need to make sure that the principal goes back to the long-term liability account that you had created. And you're also going to have a second line that's going to be the interest expense. So when you set up the interest expense account, this is a really good way to do it. You see interest accounts and they set up finance charge and sub accounts. I love this loan interest. Now the thing is, when you're making this payment, you probably have no idea how much goes to principal or how much goes to interest. So this just a payment of $500. So probably just go ahead and put the $500 back to the principal, then go to the bank and check it out, then come back and check and tell how much was principal and interest. So let's say 150 was principal and the rest happens to be interest. So if you happen to know it, it's great, but like I said, you could always go back to the bank and check and come. So the main point is, do not put this account to an expense account. A payment to a loan is not an expense to the business. It's a liability. If you put it to the expense account, you're never going to know the balance to that loan. So put it back to the actual loan you created. Now, we know what all this app is, so I'm not going to go through that. So let me go ahead and hit save and close. And let's go back to the chart of accounts and check it out. It's right at the top here, as you can see. But look, the balance has come down by $150. And if you want to look at it, you can double click and see the transaction original amount and the amount of principal that decreased by. The interest actually, like I said, went over to the loan interest account. So that's how you're actually going to make payments on any loan. Make sure it goes back to the long-term liability account. So I want to talk about the loan manager, because if you did need QuickBooks to actually tell you how much is principal and interest and all that kind of stuff, let's go over and follow through and I will show you how in the loan manager.